to say.
I guess we'll find out in due time.
Yeah, they're on the way here. If it is a man, let him know my apologies.
We won't speak a word of this.
Thank you very much. And he leaves.
He saves himself more embarrassment.
Yeah, like he's like all like geared up, like all the house guards are pretty uniform, but you guys can hear Vasa muttered as all. Should have asked for his name and fuck him, or like so I just go Nah, just give him some plots banana mode, man. Alright. What's your badge number? What's your guard number? What's your fucking house guard number, bitch?
What's your shield designation?
So yeah, in due time, Sajar and Isadora are guided into the foyer. And you guys see them immediately. Sajar looks, I think he's got 2 degrees of exhaustion.
I do.
Do you already deduct one from?
One for that quote unquote long rest, and then one for concentrated rest.
Right, and you had 3 days. No? You had 3 days to recover, but none of those were honestly, all those are just sort of catching up on recovery. Then, fuck it, make it easier on our lives. Have some fun with it. Just get rid of your degrees of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Commander, just give you a freebie or something. I don't know.
RIPO.
As Sajar carrying, Alexander's seen Isadora in the
in the hologram room.
Yeah.
I think most of us did.
Yeah.
So, kind of clocking them, Alexander will like clear off a sofa if there's not enough space. Like, get out of here, get out.
Yeah, no, there's plenty. Yeah, you guys saw this token.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just move like all the pillows really quickly.
What kind of resources?
Yeah, clear it off.
Our professional pillow mover. Hold on, I got this.
I thought there's something different going on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that would have been crazy. You guys had to fight Isadora for twin blades. Which, by the way, Oriana, you clock that immediately.
Yeah, that's
an exotic weapon. That's an exotic weapon. Huh?
Yeah. Does she also clock that it's like one of the blades is warped, if I remember correctly?
Roll perception. That might be a bit That might be a bit difficult to discern from a distance.
She's busy hugging the cat, actually. Never mind.
Yeah. You're guys are on an emotional roller coaster.
Alex hasn't let go yet. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Oriana like tries to move to like look and then just like I can't move this. Nope. Okay. We're staying here.
So you clock the twin blade, totally an exotic weapon. You don't clock that it's like severely like chipped and damaged and bent and stuff like that. But Sajar, you come on over, and Alexander and like probably Kasai and a number of people as well, like begin coring open a sofa, and you lay down Isadora on top of it, perching her head up on like one of the pillows, cushions. It's called a throw pillow. Pillows.
As soon as
I think everyone would be able to tell that Sajar is very much still in that almost battle focus state of mind. He's nowhere near relaxed.
Eventually, only a couple minutes after you show up, a team of like 4 people show up. One of them has like an apothecary's like kit with them. That's pretty obvious. One of them actually has like the designation of like a healer, like it's like the equivalent is like the red cross sort of sign, and 2 assistants or 2 other doctors, something like that. And they begin like. To their credit, they fucking shove you aside, Sajar. They do not give a shit what your relation is to this person. They're patching her up to the best of their ability, with or without familial consent.
Before they go...
As they do that, I sort of register that everyone's around me, and I'm like... you see him, like, almost taken aback a little bit, and then... shakes his head. Kasai, I need a word.
She looks at you confusedly. I'm gonna make an insight roll for Kasai. Because you're sort of giving, in a way, mixed signals. Okay. She looks at Isadora, and she knows how important Isadora is to you, so whatever it is that you're willing to step away from her for, she knows that it must be important, so she just nods, like, once at you, like, slowly. Then speak. I hold no secrets with all of you.
I nod, reach into my pocket and hand over the parcel. I promised I would get this to you, and you would understand what it means.
She looks confused at that, but she takes it. Sees this like wrapped up, like hide wrapped object, and undoes it. I'm assuming Allison. Okay. She's not trying to hide. I'll just say you all see it. She undoes it. It's basically a smaller version, thicker, and with different symbols on it, but something very equivocal to what the disc in the lunar fracture was. And her eyes just shoot open. And it has those same symbols, the ones you guys saw in the Dreaming City. And she just begins like staring at it, like, what? How? How did you? Who gave this to you?
Someone we have seen before.
Dispense with the mystery, Sijar. Who gave this to you?
I point to the civilians, like gesture at them.
She like gets a little bit frustrated and then just closes the distance and like tells you to whisper.
Falloon Phantom saved me and Isadora.
Sijar sees it because you're just like right there. Those of you that have a past perception of, let's say, 15, we'll say 16. I don't know if that really makes a fucking difference. A 16 above can see her grip tighten on this disc as he says that.
Kasai, the relic is stolen, gone.
Her look goes from one of immense focus and a little bit frustrated to shock and startlement and concern. Like someone that just like, this is a really dark parallel, but I'm gonna use it just to really emphasize the point. It's like telling a parent that a school shooting happened at their kid's school.
Oh.
Right? It's like, I don't know, like, if my kid's safe. I don't know if, like, all the details, but all I know is that situation is not a good one. Right? Same deal for Kasai on this. Like, she doesn't know the details of all this disappearance. She knows what the relic is. She doesn't know what caused it to disappear, any of that. And it's not good, knowing that happened.
I lean back a bit, and the person who came to my rescue is the same one we saw when we first left. What I just told you is the reason that they were following us. They told me to warn you and to make sure that I gesture at her. Yours is safe.
She finally gets a little bit of composure at that sort of yours is safe, like sort of pointed remark. She takes a deep stealing breath. She doesn't let panic take hold of her. She takes a deep stealing breath. Lyle told me that it was safe. Even though Lyle is gone, supposedly, I know he's a man of his word. It must be safe still.
Oh, that is good.
But I wouldn't mind going to retrieve it. I'd rather defend it with all of you than let it sit hidden for however knows long. We will figure this out. We will figure this out, Sijar. She uses the disc as like an indicator, and she just gestures at Isadora. Go with her. Thank you for this. She holds up the disc. Tolis. I need your help studying this and some other pieces, other symbols. Tolis like gets like a glow. Like Senpai just talked to her. Kasai, who's the most nervous person in the group, just asked me for help.
As she says that, Alessandra will start kind of muttering out loud. Monkey with two hands. Toilet seat with two dots in it. It's going back.
What are you murmuring? What are you?
You wouldn't get it. It's cold.
You wouldn't get it. But yeah, but that's something for another time. The apothecary, the doc, and their assistants, which one of them apparently is some sort of spellcaster, because he literally starts casting spells. Begins examining Isadora. They do patch up what latent injuries, and it's sort of like I just left, but when you're in like a really critical injury, anesthesiologist is first because they need to know how much to give you. After that, it's a pecking order. Like no one knows. There's no set procedure of which doctors are getting to next because they need to align on what the worst and most pressing injury of you is. And that's sort of what they've set up as they're sort of trying to like determine, like visually speaking, what is the most pressing injury on this woman. Right? Her unconscious status is like nothing to like, scoff at. Her injuries aren't critical. So by all accounts, like the doctor and the apothecary are the last ones. It's the other ones that go first to make sure that she's spiritually or magically checked out. And they give a clean bill of health. As they're doing that, the doctor does spot Blaire with her fucking slung up arm and stuff like that, and just tell her like, we'll get to you right after. And she's like, whatevs. But over the course of say, but only 20 minutes, they give her checkups, they cast magic on her, close her wounds, apply some alchemical salves, the works. And he either is the head or he's just the most senior of them. This is the apothecary. He goes over to you, Sajar. We did all we can, but by all accounts, she has got a clean bill of health. Unless she has some latent curse on her, but he points over his thumb over at one of the other people. We didn't get any major indication of such. I imagine just some proper rest is all she needs. But she'll return to you in due time. You know in your heart of hearts that that's a fucking lie.
Yeah,
well, not a lie.
Put a hand on his shoulder, give him a nod of thanks.
He like pats your hand like, don't worry, sir. These things happen all the time. They always come around.
Inside.
No, go inside.
Ditto.
Go inside.
Yeah, sure. Not gonna
Hey.
use that right now. Don't suck. We will all get nearish the same number. Although you guys did better, actually. Never mind, I'll show up.
Man, imagine we got a fucking 20. That'd be fucking crazy. He is half lying. No, it doesn't always work out. By statistics, that is literally a lie. It's never 100%. But he is an optimist. He thinks it will work out.
Okay.
So he's not lying in the sense of like she won't come back, but it's a lie in the sense of like, oh yeah, it always happens that they come back. No.
What about his comment about, these things happen all the time?
He does seem pretty blasé about these things happen all the time. He's you can tell from his accent he's a Twinsian. But that being said, he's probably the most optimistic Twinsian you've ever heard, aside from Abigail.
So he's not from the twins.
Crash, if you would
somewhere else
allow
and
that
moved here.
insight roll to carry over, they would notice that Sajar is not surprised.
There you go. Yeah, you guys catch that, Officer Jar.
I was even gonna ask, how is Sajar taking it?
He's not surprised. That being said, Sajar, you know the reason that she's not coming back to you, and it's not a physical or a spiritual one, not at least of this world spirit. But yeah, giving her a clean bill of health, they give a checkup on Blaire and her severely fractured arm. I'm gonna do 40-20 right now.
Okay.
Plus, they're probably really good if they're being employed by Lord Treyarch, right? So I'm just gonna add 20, 5 for each, plus
Nice.
expertise in their respective skills. So I'll say 3 double to 6 times 4. 3 double to 6 times 4, so 24.
As they're examining her, I think Alessandra will be kind of not hanging over them, but nearby, saying, "What do you think, Doc? Is she gonna be able to make rude gestures again?"
They don't respond to that. Blaire actually doesn't look up at you. She is rather focused on their diagnosis and stuff like that. But you can roll an insight. For anyone that's interested, can roll an insight.
I'm interested in
Very
a
interested.
Blaire.
Come on.
I mean, I would say like it's not like this one isn't like a sequence or a states of success. It is like a success or not thing. You guys both succeed. Blaire is immensely focused on their diagnosis because she wants to know how fast her arm could be fixed up. Because, and that's sort of the thing. I mean, I guess I don't know if you guys are conversations that happen yet, but we'll happen soon enough. It's like out of game. How fast can a blacksmith forge with one fucking arm?
Mm-hmm.
That's one arm you can't wield the hammer with to two-hand it. You can't use pliers to hold the thing in place unless you use a vise, which you need two hands to do a vise fast, so you're losing heat on the object if you're forging something. Like, a blacksmith down an arm is... I mean, probably not, no, but maybe.
I think kind of clocking that and picking up her... I'll call it worry.
It is worry, yeah.
Alessandra will kind of... He'll say, "Oh, who am I kidding? She'll be flipping birds by tomorrow morning."
Roll persuasion. I think it's yeah.
Okay, so I'll add my dex mod, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're transitioning to you being 9th level at this point, so.
Ka-chow!
Ooh!
Almost 30.
You
Almost
might
30.
actually get a chuckle.
She like finally breaks concentration from like their examination of her arm and looks up at you for a moment, and you just sort of like do like a Curtis, like like you're not trying to make it seem like you're trying to encourage her and stuff like that, right? Because that's sort of it's like does the inverse effect on Blaire because she knows that you're trying to bullshit her. So if you try to make yourself appear as genuine as possible with Blaire, then the better effect it has. So you're like you say that and you're like looked away, like your eyes are rolled, like as if you're genuinely saying like, oh no, she's gonna fucking flip a bird ass tomorrow morning. But you can catch out the corner of her eye that she gets a little reprieve at hearing that you think that she will be fixed up by tomorrow. Well, that's what the doctors have to say about it. Not bad, dog.
Hey,
not bad.
19.
They broke 100.
Sup, Doc?
That's exactly 100 by 1. Okay. They like all give their examinations on her. The spiritual guy is like, I'm not needed here, guys. I'm leaving. It's like, okay, yeah. So it's like really three of them left. He gave him advantage. Yeah. So they line up on their diagnosis. Like, okay, if we do this, what happens? Like, okay. So we obviously need to set her bone back in alignment, but if we want to try to do that with, like, just say we use alchemical salve to accelerate the growth of the bone, we'd have to surgically cut open her arm, and that's gonna take a process. And it's like, okay, but we can heal the wound, the incision wound back up really fast. But if you really do want to put 2 points of like accelerated healing on this, like something might cause have a not a mutation but a defunct or something like that. They basically just all align on this nerd talk. Medical nerd talk.
It's supposed to technical nerd talk.
A lot of technical terms. And they arrive at a conclusion that they might be able to patch up Blaire pretty quickly, but okay. The layman's term that the head doc describes it, the apothecary rather, describes it is they would basically numb out her arm and not make massive incision, like one long incision. Because how to say, her fractures and the movement that she's tried to do with this arm has made it immensely worse. Like the pieces of bone are now even more misaligned. So they're gonna make a series of incisions on different parts of her arm to try to realign them, apply a salve to the exposed bone to try to get them to heal. And since it's a lot of smaller incisions, not one big one, they would still be able to take out pieces, like errant bone fragments. Still be able to take those out, still realign the bone to some general parameter, which they'd have to actually use the equivalencies of an X-ray, magic X-ray, to determine what is straight on her arm. But there's less incisions, which means less healing necessary. Some of them, most of them, will probably need to recover on a bit more of a natural way. But the deepest parts of the muscle incision would get patched up with magic. So, superficials. And the reason they arrive at this conclusion is they get a look at Blaire and they're pretty confident she could take the pain. of like having like an open wound. Essentially, obviously they won't leave it an open wound, but she could. The other point they arrive at is because you guys all immensely fucking look like adventurers. There's like adventurers walk around with cuts all the time. She'll be fine. So, yeah, like that is a reason they arrive at this conclusion. So it depends on how like fat, because they're technically on call 24/7. That's sort of part of their job. They can get the surgery started right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It might take like, I don't know, 20 minutes to ready a room, but like with all 4 of them working on it, it's pretty fast.
How long would the surgery be?
That's a million gold question.
I only have like 1,000.
This is less on the apothecary, more on the actual like doc, the healer. Because he would be the one doing the incisions and stuff like that. The apothecary is really for anesthesia and any alchemical concoctions to help assist with this. 2 hours? 2 hours plus maybe... It depends how fast the anesthesia takes, so however long that takes, plus 2 hours. That would be the surgery itself. The patchwork, because magic work, that's the thing. It's like degrees of like speed of healing versus the safety of it. Like normal healing, slowest one, safest one. Magical healing, fastest one, most prone to potentialities of a problem was one. So the healing is technically it takes 6 seconds. That would fix the deepest parts of her. So 2 hours, 15 minutes. 2 hours, 15 minutes, and they just make sure that she's like, I guess they probably sew up the last of the outer laceration, so 2.5 hours.
Your wounds and some therapy.
Well, no therapy, I'm afraid, but yeah, 2.5 hours, and however long it takes for the anesthesia to take. That being said, the apothecary is pretty senior. He has a pretty good gauge on it. Probably only take like 10 minutes to affect her. And she gives her thanks to their. How to say this? You guys can tell Blaire's tone of voice just by me talking as her. The way she addresses them is probably the most sincere, gentle, courteous man you've ever heard Blaire, old or current. It's the same way that she's sort of, not the same way, but halfway towards the way of like how she was talking in the Dreaming City. Mm-hmm. Like it's quite clear she does hold not just their diagnosis, but the profession of being doctors, alchemists, and healers is very high.
Yeah, like their crafting capability and such.
Yeah. Well, not crafting capability, but just that they help people. And here's the thing. None of them have asked you for payment. None of them have asked you for anything. They haven't pried any questions. Like, they just came here, showed up, helped, and are helping. No other questions necessary.
I imagine that's mostly us assuming, like, yeah, the Lord is probably going to pay for this, right?
You hope so.
But
yeah,
pay, it's fine.
like, Blaire does address them, and she says, "Thank you. That's really good to hear. Don't get sappy on me, lass. I was an adventurer too back in my day. Don't worry, we'll patch you up right as rain."
They took an arrow to the knee.
He didn't take an arrow to the knee. He did have to do a sudden appendix removal, as well as some other things mid-combat.
Oh god.
Yeah, they were really covering for that during that period. Anyways, but yeah, like he's just like, ready to start when you are, miss. Blaire like sort of looks across you guys. Some of you more so than others. Like her gaze lingers on some of you more so than others.
Can we see who she's looking at?
Roll. Yeah, go ahead. Roll inside disadvantage.
Don't suck, Oriana. I could throw it. The first one's a nat 22. Let's see. Can I die? Hey, that's a number.
Hey.
It's hard to tell, Oriana and Sass. It's really hard.
Can I use inspiration to get the nat 20?
If you want.
Sure.
I would, but I don't care.
Oriana does care.
Wow.
She really doesn't give a flying fuck about any of the Heartlander crew.
Yeah, that tracks.
She gives her most respects in order of Alessander, Anushka, Oriana. Actually, no. Of the PCs, that's the order. It probably would go Kasai, Delvit, Marika. No, Kasai, Delvit, Alessander, Marika, Anushka, Oriana, Vaso. That would be the order.
The only leaderboard I care about.
It just itching in Oriana's head of just like, she doesn't even talk to Vaso. I'm barely above someone she barely even talks to. Has she talked to Vaso? Actually, that's a question for Garth. Has she actually talked to Vaso?
On the road, like, he makes offhand remarks past everyone. So I talked to Vaso. No, has Vaso spoken to the air and she's heard it? Yes.
Oh god, someone that's barely hits the radar. She's the fuck.
I mean, Vaso's above all the Heartland crew, so there, take that as well. Actually, no, I take that back. Abigail's probably towards the upper echelon as well. Abigail's towards the upper echelon. Anyways, but yeah, she tells him that she's ready to go, and that she'll see you guys later. Where are you guys staying? She's never heard of the Kona comments. She doesn't know what that is.
Blaire hasn't heard of the Kona comments.
Yeah,
This
Well, she
Blaire
didn't
hasn't.
grow up in like Duvros or anything.
she grew up in a.
Or hasn't.
Blaire grew up in a hick village that technically lived under a fell god.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So, like, yeah, she's never been to Duvros. She has no clue what this place is.
It was northeast southwest. It was to the western side of town, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah,
Allison
thank
will
you.
give directions. While
Oriana
he's
won.
doing this, though, does someone gives her directions? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At any point, though, does anyone else here say, "Oh, that the Kona comments"? Yeah, no, that's full up actually.
Yeah, the doctor's just
probably
like,
a disadvantage
actually.
one because like these guys are definitely not the ones that would keep tabs on that.
Roll D100.
There's like a couple of
edit
guards
it.
outside that are like, oh, actually, we're gonna go there later.
Another one is a 53 as well. Yeah, sorry, mate. No one's got tabs on it. Sorry. Where's the
Donut
map?
Dickle.
Where's the fucking map?
It
go?
should exist. You definitely had the map.
I don't have it archived or anything. Yeah, where the fuck is it? I don't see it in the archive. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. It's really weird though. Is it this one? This one's just called map. Oh no, this is the operation map. No, save that shit. Archive. Archive. I'm not losing that one. That one took me so long to do. That's really cool. Let's see,
It
no.
was very cool.
No. Order map, no. StemChem map, no. Swamp map, no. Phoenix Mantle, no. Yeah, where the fuck is it? Now I'm mad. I'll figure it out later. But yeah. It's on the western side of town.
Yep.
Just like you hang right immediately after the bridge, and that's where you get to the merchants district. Mercantile district. There you go.
Out of character? Are we actually going there?
To stay, yeah, but
We're
it's
gonna
full
go
up,
there.
so-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told them. I don't think Fred was there. Out of game, I told him like, yeah, the Kona Commons is full. There's a West Levy detachment there right now. They're passing through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so we're basically
didn't
gonna
know
show up
that.
and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, so out of game, you guys know that. In game, you don't. So there you go. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about a place to stay.
We got the Black Rock. What was that place called? Jet something.
Jet Ridge.
That's
There
it.
you
Jet
go.
Ridge.
I'm on a roll
Black
with
Rock, I
names
was like,
today.
Jet something?
Yeah, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But
Sounds
yeah,
better.
so where's Blaire? Unless you guys want to wait 2.5 hours, but at this point it's like fucking like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
I can stay behind. I don't want to leave her side, and I know the way there.
I'll say too.
Abigail does chime in. She's been pretty quiet this whole fucking time, by the way, but she does chime in on this. If it makes you feel any better, Sajab, we could try taking her. She like looks around, like she looks around and she thinks of the information she's presenting, make sure no it's dangerous. We could try taking her to the Seeker compound. They do have an extensive medical system there.
That they do. He looks pointedly at Delvin.
And they would, I'll be more
You
than
ship
willing
it-
to help.
And we can maybe find Captain Rickard. Where the fuck did that runner go? Well, we sent a walker. Where'd that walker go? The door opens up. Speak of the
Convenient
devil
timing.
and they shall appear.
Don't speak of devils around here. That's going to be a problem for all of us.
It's like saying bomb at the airport.
Oh god, I wish Chris was here.
Fire in a movie theater.
You hear